focus. Ideate, innovate, enable. IBM Smartcamp India 2016, Scaling Innovation, presents India's biggest industry startup challenge.
IBM Smartcamp 2016 saw the most promising startups from across the country participating in industry-focused B2B and B2C challenges. The focus of the event was to identify core technology-driven solutions based on areas such as cognitive learning, Internet of Things, blockchain, and security. The finalists were chosen after multiple screenings and panel rounds by jury members who judged them on parameters such as innovative solution, features and demos, ability to scale, etc. Finally, we had 10 finalists who went on to give their solutions in front of a panel of venture capitalists, angel investors, enterprise CIOs, IBM executives, and key influencers across various domains.
It was really great to see the application of AI for real-life applications in terms of whether it is e-commerce or in terms of medical healthcare education. It was really nice to see the fact that AI was going beyond just being a theoretical book or a concept to actual applications.
I think we've seen startups looking at diagnostics to blockchain technologies to even retail analytics. So overall, I think, in terms of last few years was a lot of momentum about e-commerce and mobile apps, but we're seeing some tech startups now, and that's in the areas of SaaS, security, IoT, mobility, payments, as well as medical devices, and a lot of applications of the horizontal technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, or virtual reality, augmented reality.
I think the way the ecosystem is developing and IBM's involvement is actually helping making this kind of technology coming out, getting presented to investors, showcasing them, mentoring them, and refining and getting them prepared for next stage of growth. Of course, investment will follow, but overall the experience has been very good.
What are the things that we do? First and foremost is that we provide technical expertise. If the startup is having some issues on, let's say, integrating with Bluemix or how to deploy his application on Bluemix, those are things that we provide as on a technology mentoring part. To select startups, we provide business mentoring. And another thing that we do very innovatively and differently is to select startups, we assist on go-to-market. What does that go-to-market entail is enterprise startup connects. We get CIOs, we get the startups and get the startups to present to the CIOs, and that's what we do, the connects. We get some select startups and introduce to different divisions of IBM to see if there could be some synergies. We have some couple of few case studies where there have been successes in the customer wins as well on a joint win between IBM and the startup. So with that, I will request on stage our special guest from US, Willy Tajeda. Willy is our global head for startups and developer ecosystem.
It's a fantastic time to be a startup. No other time has there been a era where the technology is so accessible and the technology is available to those innovators been so disruptive. And India is in an amazing situation here. This is my first trip to India underneath my new role here at IBM. And I was lucky to actually go to Bombay, Bangalore, and Hyderabad. And in each one of those areas, the momentum for change and the amount of people committed to innovation has been amazing. Many of them starting with, of course, the core developer. The developer these days is essentially the builder of yesterday. And so when you think about that, India is second only to China in terms of number of builders that are within the community, and will be the #1 community with as many builders by the year 2020. So it's an important investment basically for us as IBM to make within India, but probably one of the most exciting places in the world if you're looking for innovation. Now, if you walk away with anything, you'll understand that the pace of change and pace of innovation, which therefore the pace of disruption, will be nothing we've ever seen before. And all you have to do is take a look at a little bit about what's happened through industry and these eras of industry and evolution to understand that we're in a very unique time actually right now. The era that we're referring to as cognitive computing era is an era basically where you're going to teach computers and computers will learn. So programming will no longer be the pieces. The new learning algorithms will be the things where the innovators will teach the computers and the computers will actually evolve. And that's an important piece. No other time in the history of computing had we ever seen, one, the power of what we can actually do, but probably more importantly, through the cloud, accessibility to innovators and developers, corporations, system integrators. So I'll leave you with this. It's a very exciting time to actually be part of this next wave of computing. I think India is in a tremendous position actually along here. It's actually caused me to be very excited. We've spun up a number of projects that are very specific to India. And again, I want to congratulate the 10 finalists and thank Radesh for putting on this journey and leading us actually to here.
IBM Smartcamp India 2016, Scaling Innovation, presents India's biggest industry startup challenge.
A little bit of statistics here. 135 applications. We did 2 levels of screening, and out of which we selected 35 startups. And at each of these individual 35 startups, we went through their solutions, product demos, either through Skype, Google Hangout, or GoToMeetings, and then we finalized the top 10. So it's basically a no easy task to come into the top 10 finalists. So a round of applause for the top 10 finalists. So without much delay, I would like to invite Appier Technologies co-founder Ashok Anand.
I am Ashok Anand, CEO of Appier Technologies, Singapore, and we are a 5-year-old company. And I'm here to speak about 2 platforms which we have built over the period of 5 years. The one is Actionable Instant Messaging, which we otherwise call AIM. And the second platform is a bot on the cloud, which is essential to make actionable messaging a reality. We are coming up with a concept called AIM, which is a universal mobile app or a mobile shell under which many apps can reside and enterprises can get their business done. So you don't need to have multiple apps to actually get your job done.
What we do is, because of your modern building structures have steel reinforcements which actually interact with the magnetic field and distort it, giving it a unique magnetic footprint inside each and every floor, inside each and every venue, inside each and every building. And this is the essence of how our technology works. Every smartphone has a digital compass built in. So what we do is we create or we record a unique magnetic footprint which corresponds to an indoor venue, and we record it in our servers, and whenever our SDK, which is present in any mobile application, will collect these sensor values, these raw sensor values, and send it across, we'll be able to know where the person is. So this is as simple as it goes, because no hardware, nothing at all. And it's as simple. We've been testing this technology across 100 venues in Mumbai. We've been testing this technology across different venues in NCR, conducting pilots with a couple of hyperlocal applications in the coming few months to take it at scale. So we want to use this platform to actually invite leaders who would want to work with us to find business concerns which could be of use to them by using this technology.
At Emotics, we thrive on the vision of rolling out emotionally intelligent offerings at every consumer household. Our first product is a culmination of a unique qualitative need identified by our team. Parents need a trusted and positive gateway to technology for their kids. As a result, over 2 years with rigorous piloted iterations, we worked with 50,000 plus kids and parents to create a whole new technology interface for them to interact with. I'm proud to present India's first companion robot, Miko. Miko is an emotionally intelligent robot capable of engaging, educating, and entertaining a child much better than a smartphone, tablet, or a computer ever will. Miko, with its wide pool of knowledge base, can interact and talk to the child. It can interpret, adapt, and learn and with the specific needs of the child. Miko comes with its own emotional belief system to decipher the rights and wrongs and make a decision on the same. Miko plays fun and educational games with the child and helps him play, learn, and grow. The best part of all this is The entire steering wheel of Miko's relationship lies in the hands of the parents.
So we are talking about Fluid AI, which is a technology to revolutionize the in-store experience. Here I want to show you a technology that changes the in-store experience completely and differently. So here's my co-founder, Abhinav. He's walked in front of this technology. It immediately puts him in an augmented reality layer. And now he can do anything. So let's say he's giving a feedback. Let's make it worth his time, right? So now he gets a football. He can throw it either left or right. And this is the kind of gamified experience that changes the in-store. Let's say you're at a bank branch. You want to open a bank account. 2-minute bank account opening. He takes a photo. He shows his Aadhaar card in India, his EU ID in Europe, and then it scans that and allows the account opening to get down to just 2 minutes. And so this is the kind of technology that is made available to brands around the world. So who's using this? What are they using it for first? They're using it to build their brand, right? When you walk in store, you're basically bored, right? You're not looking at something that's as engaging as on your mobile phone or web app. You're using it to get new customers. So for a bank, if you can get a customer in 2 minutes, wow, that's a new experience. And now the next phase of domination that we're looking at is voice. So we are already adding a lot of voice technology into our solution using Watson. So the next experience you'll have is not only gesture, but voice together, which builds a completely seamless and natural layer.
So we essentially help retailers to be able to advance their reach to customers whom they don't otherwise have access to beyond just their traditional advertising platforms that they're using. Because as of right now, we know that there's very little digital engagement that's happening between the offline store retailers and their customers. We use big data, we use machine learning, and we basically feed data from our middleware solution called Zacked, which is essentially a POS agnostic middleware solution. It sits on literally any POS system, whether it be embedded to Windows 10. It'll work with an entire spectrum of devices, and the best part is that it enables the integration of the device within hours. Usually, a typical installation is just 5 minutes. It takes 2 to 3 hours for us to be able to then configure the backend onto our servers sitting on the cloud, and once that is done, the merchant is up and alive. We are using this technology right now to ensure that customers are getting more targeted notifications and advertisements of products based on their historical purchases, and also to ensure that they are able to, just based on viewing history in our app and stuff like that, we use NLP to be able to give them more targeted notifications and offers. For the merchants, we work both on the predictive as well as the optimization side. We ensure we give them the ability to do sales forecasting, inventory forecasting, and also we ensure that we'll increase their entire customer lifetime value.
So I'm basically here representing Kripsi Technologies, which is a blockchain implementation partner. Blockchain, as we all know it, is a technology that can revolutionize various businesses like hospitality, healthcare, automobile industries, financial services, banking, and many other industries through disintermediation and enablement of trust by improvement of process efficiencies, improvement of transparency, security, and including legal binding trust in the business process flows. So we have developed a middleware wherein businesses can easily integrate blockchain onto this middleware with almost near zero coding effort, and it acts as an identity layer, mapping on the different business identities onto the blockchain layer, and it helps easy interaction with the legacy data systems. So we call this middleware as the CryptCore, which acts like an automation engine with 4 different layers. So overall, if you look at it, it's like a shared database system which enables secure connection of different participants who are sharing that information.
IBM Smartcamp India 2016, Scaling Innovation, presents India's biggest industry startup challenge.
Red is a very, very easy to use virtual reality content creation software. You input any 3D files, which could start from SketchUp all the way to 3ds Max, and you get a VR output. Think of it as a Photoshop for virtual reality content creation. And this plug and play is something that we've done for you. You do not need to have an engineering background. You do not need to be able to code in VR. You can do this yourself. All you need is very, very simple 3 steps. Take a 3D model, import it into Red, and publish. That's all you need, and anybody can VR. All of this innovation has happened in India, in Hyderabad, and we are disrupting the world. And we hope tomorrow, when virtual reality becomes completely mainstream, all of you will remember that Mauritius was the company which said anybody can VR.
So the human balance system is one of the most complex systems in the body. It consists of the inner ear, which acts as a gyroscope, an accelerometer. It detects linear acceleration, it detects angular acceleration, it detects gravity. So it is the most complex system in the body, and anything that goes wrong with this is what we deal with. So vertigo, the sensation of spinning, dizziness, unsteadiness, falls, all these constitute the domain of balance disorders. So what we do is we have developed diagnostic equipments to diagnose each part of this balance system. We have applied for 3 patents, 2 are under process, and all the data comes on the cloud. So the basic problem was that the doctors are not available to treat and diagnose this vertigo and dizziness. And so we have built the system such that all the data comes on the cloud. We have a set of panel of doctors, which is ENT, neurology, and psychiatrist, because it's a multidisciplinary problem, to deal with this and send back the data, the diagnosis and the treatment. So we have a clinic and clinic concept. We are putting up 125 clinics across India. 30% of the patients need vestibular rehabilitation. So we have built a virtual reality platform for these rehabilitation of these patients. So we have built a platform which has all the data, so including history is digitized. All the tests are digitized. We have, and the reports are sent back through the network. Now, to automate the system, we have built what is an algorithmic-based expert system, which is able to diagnose this complex array of variables and to give a diagnosis of for the patient.
In this AI platform, you can source different kind of visual medical data. It has classifiers built into this platform which identifies various kinds of objects, and it also has sniffers to detect various kind of diseases. It can be as simple as anemia, and it can be as severe as blood cancer. Plus, it also has a longitudinal memory. It's going through the history of the patient, and it has statistical model built in to report the various indices. When the reporting happens, I'm sure all of you would have seen your blood reports. Most of you, what you would find is that they are just numbers. Have you ever seen a malarial parasite in your blood report, the image of a malarial parasite? The answer is no, because all it flags is, oh, you have a malaria. But it's very hard to validate whether there was a malarial parasite in my blood sample. What we are doing, for all the indices which are being reported by our platform, we show the visual medical evidence. This means the image of a blood cell or the image of a malarial parasite. Now, how it works? So since pathology industry is yet not digitized, everything is in form of a physical slide, what we have done, we have come up with a low-cost digital scanner. What we did, we picked up the physical microscope which is available in the lab, we picked the smartphone, we added electromechanical components and transformed a normal microscope into a digital scanner through which you can digitize any kind of pathology slide. Once the slide is digitized, we push into our cloud, which has the AI models which crunches the data, which analyzes the image and generates various kind of indices along with visual evidence. The entire report is made available to a pathologist sitting in a handheld. So now the pathologist can be sitting here, he or she can open her handheld, look at the report, the visual evidence, and make it available for the patient. So what we are saying is, through AI, we are not replacing doctors. We are empowering doctors so that they can do more than what they are doing right now.
We have 2 different products. One is across the e-commerce domain, the other one is more of a B2B2C domain, wherein we are targeting the users and helping them discover fashion products more. The difficulty in e-commerce that there is right now, specifically for fashion, is that you cannot describe anything, as Radesh said. You cannot really describe a fashion product just by text. If someone is wearing a shawl which is pretty, and it has some kind of a chevron pattern over it or some kind of a color over there, you can never describe that entire thing on an e-commerce website and then search for it. It becomes extremely difficult. So what you would require is something that is much more visual in nature, a discovery experience that takes into the visual aspect of it in account. And that's why we came up with the first product, that is visual search. And it is fundamentally rediscovering how fashion has been looked at till now. The next aspect of it that we have done is something that hampers the fashion industry at a large when it comes to tag generation. Now, even though visual search is now getting adopted by users, people still search using text. But how do we improve text? There are multiple marketplaces are there wherein multiple sellers are uploading their own images and then tagging them manually. And one erroneous tag is going to lose revenue for both the marketplace as well as the seller, along with the fact that the user is never going to be able to find that particular product. And in order to resolve that, in order to make sure that the textual search that there is uniform, we have created an automated tag engine which just takes into an account an image and it gives you all the relevant tags for that particular product. And it has been trained on over 3.4 million catalog images so that the accuracy is extremely high.
So now comes who are the top three. Second runners-up is 6 doubles. Miko is the runner-up. And the winner, Fluid AI, the winner of Smartcamp for Deep Tech 2016. Congratulations, Raghav.
We've been working with the startups for quite some time now, quite a few years, and the IBM Smartcamp Challenge is one of the unique startup challenges in the country where we pick and curate key startups across key segments. The way we did it very differently this year was to, instead of going across the country, we went to key cities with a very focused industry focus, right? And I must say it's been a great response and a great wrap for the year, where we went through from the fintech startups to the health tech startups to smart city startups and wrapping up today with the deep tech startups.
IBM Smartcamp India 2016 Scaling Innovation presents India's biggest industry startup challenge. Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.